and welcome to the Begas Vaby podcast. If you've seen our vlogs, this is just going to be more of the same as we explore and discuss everything Las Vegas. Hello, we're back. Welcome to the Begas Vaby podcast. This is episode 4, and thank you so much for joining us again.
And we've got another guest again, one that we're really looking forward to. We watch this guy's vlogs religiously. Basically, if he's in Vegas, we're actually watching him. And I don't think that enough people are quite aware of him as they should be. So, Mr. Simon South. Hello.
Oh, thanks ever so much. That's brilliant. It's lovely to hear that you love watching my vlogs. And likewise, I love watching yours too. Yeah, it's brilliant. Great. Thanks for inviting me on as well. This is, I've never done nothing like this before. And it's, quite exciting actually. Yeah.
Well, no, I think what we love about your vlogs, Simon, is they're so unique. Like, they're not really like anybody else's. Yeah. And whether that's...
unprofessional, I think, might be the word you're looking at.
No, there's so much variety, and your personality and character come across. They're unlike other people's.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I absolutely love doing it. I just, by watching other people's vlogs over the years, I just sort of thought, I'm going to give it a go. I love Vegas like we all do, and... I didn't have no idea, even as you know, like tonight setting up this, I'm not a technically minded person, but I've given it a go, and the response has been amazing. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Yeah.
They are superb. I mean, it's like Lindsay says, there are a lot of vlogs, I think, right now that kind of almost blend and bleed into the kind of next one.
Yeah,
but you always know when you're watching Simon South.
Oh, it's beautiful, lovely, such nice. I'm blushing at this end.
It's one of those things as well, though, isn't it? Because a lot of new vlogs that pop up, or whatever else comes out, you see the people on social media, you see people, showing the thumbnails, and there's pictures and whatever else on the social media. And I think one of the things that captured the attention with you is that you were a bit of a man of mystery, weren't you?
Yeah, I like it. I do like it that way. But yeah, I'm on no social media whatsoever. Is this social media what we're doing now? I don't know. But this is, I don't do none of that Facebook or Instagram, nothing at all. And I'm just.
But what was funny is there was people literally online talking about have you seen what he looks like? Do you know what he looks like? And then there was one vlog, I think, where you were doing a room tour, and I think there was a little bit of a reflection of you in the mirror, and somebody had screenshot it. And it was
You're not missing much. You're not missing much.
At that moment, we were all kind of our noses up to the TV, trying to get the best possible view.
Oh, how funny!
Who is this man?
Who is this mystery bloke?
Yeah.
The thing is, your voice is so distinctive, though, but also your voice has kind of got so much character that you're trying to picture what person would have that voice.
I suppose, like yourselves, we've got regional voices, haven't we? Sort of, I'm a little bit rough and ready around the edges, and you've got that lovely northern accent, and it's sort of you stand out, really, don't you? But it's crazy to think that people love it. I still, even now, and I've been doing this about a year and a half. It's amazing to think that people get so much enjoyment out of watching it. Really, it's a fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
Well, it's really lovely to have you on. So thanks so much.
Thanks for inviting me.
And you do have a trip coming up, don't you?
I do. Yeah. This Tuesday coming. A few more days. Yeah, I can't wait. I've been so busy at work. I've not really got my mind onto it yet, but I will. This weekend I'll get in Vegas ready mode. Yeah, definitely.
But you aren't one of these who release the vlogs while you're there, are you?
I am. No, I am. I release every day I'm there, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, every night or every morning, I sort of piece it together. I don't know, as you've probably seen with my vlogs, it's not really editing. It's just literally sticking one clip onto the end of the next clip and so on. There's not, I don't add music. I don't have graphics. It really is basic vlogging, but... people, 1,000 subscribers I've just did, so people must love it.
Well done.
Yeah, it really is. It's sort of, I never ever expected. I thought perhaps 50 or 60 people might watch. So it's a great thing.
I love the start of your vlog. When you do that little, I don't know if do you do part 1 or part 2, and it just goes.
Yeah.
Or it's like a punch or something like that.
I've learned how to do that on the little on the app, but there's not. I'm actually thinking. I hope this don't annoy anyone, but I'm actually thinking of putting a little bit of intro music, only for like 10 seconds at the start this time. I'm gradually trying to get a little bit more professional, but not too much.
I'm sure people will love it anyway.
Yeah, that'll be it though. Just a little bit at the start. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm sure, I know you said you have listened to the first 2 podcasts, so you'll know that Michael tries to confuse me every week with a Vegas sound.
Yes, you done well last week.
Well, I'm taking all the credit. It was all Matt, and we know that. It was all Matt. I didn't have a clue. So I'm just glad that I've got somebody else on my side again.
I'm on your side, Lindsay. Don't you worry about that.
Good.
Well, I think it's going to be easier than last week because it's actually 9 seconds long this week. So I think that between you, because obviously Simon...
I didn't get it last week, by the way.
Did you
not?
Well,
no, I sort of knew where it was sort of coming from. I just couldn't pinpoint it, you know.
Well, that's half the kind of trick, though, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that obviously, Simon, you play a lot of different slots.
Yeah, too many.
Which is part of the reason why we kind of love you so much. So let's just see if between you...
I've got to do it now, haven't I?
This is going to be a random slot that Simon played once 4 years ago or something, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going to try and catch us out here.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you're so suspicious of me, the pair of you.
I am a bit suspicious.
Right. Well,
do you blame us?
Let's just see, shall we?
Yeah, come on. Wow, yeah.
Now I do recognise
Yeah, I do recognise that as well, yeah. We might need another little go of that one.
Yeah.
Let's go again.
Oh God, that last little tiny bit is
it's not Ultimate Fire Linky, is it?
Well, as you know, you'll have to wait and see until the end.
I was thinking the panda thing, you know, the wheel with the panda.
Right.
What's that one called? Oh gosh,
I can't think of a one with a wheel with a panda.
Yeah.
I try to avoid pandas.
You stick to your parrots.
I try to avoid them too. I've just got no chance.
Yeah, true. Definitely. Yeah, I reckon we might get that one.
We'll have to try and I do recognise it, which is nice.
There's a couple of seconds at the end, and I sort of
The end is the key to it.
Yeah, it is the key.
I've got to say, the end is the key.
Come on, Lindsay.
So. Right. Well, no. This is you. I'm terrible at this game. If you can tell, I need your help. All of the help you can give me.
I think we're going to do all right. Are we coming back to this a bit later?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
In the meantime, we'll do some news, I think.
So let me start, because obviously, no matter what's going on in the world and no matter what's going on in Vegas, the most important thing of the week is that there's a new Little Shop of Horrors game. Yay! That's what the world needs. The world needs more Little Shop of Horrors games.
I've got to admit, my heart sank when I heard this because it's kind of hard enough. Every time you walk through somewhere, it's very difficult.
That's the one with the plant, isn't it?
Yes,
think.
exactly.
Yeah. I've played that, I think.
It's very difficult getting Lindsay to walk past that particular machine.
I love the game because of the music and the graphics and the colours and all of the random bonuses that just
there's a lot goes on.
There's loads. And I can sit sometimes. Well, it depends if it's in a good mood or not. But sometimes I can sit with like $50 or $60 in it for like an hour, because it just.
I love them ones. Yeah, I love them ones.
You just sit and you just enjoy it, and I cannot stop dancing. Like I try, but I just can't. And even when I'm watching other people's vlogs and they're playing it, I'm sitting on the settee singing my head off and dancing around.
I've got to play it next week then, haven't I? When I find
you have to. But this new one, because the normal game is like the regular one is like. I'm probably saying this all wrong, but it's like portrait, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like longer than it is wide.
Yeah, standing up.
Yes. But this one looks more like it's one of those, like the mask where it's kind of like really wide.
Yeah, and it wraps round sort of thing.
Yeah, that type of thing. And the video we've seen of it, a lot of the bonuses look the same, but there was other bonuses as well, but the graphics look like they're amazing. They look like they're proper jumping off the screen.
I love all the graphics and the sounds, and that's what makes the games, isn't it? Really,
it is completely.
Yeah.
So I know it's not big news generally.
That is
but
big
for
news.
me, it's
In
big
Lindsay's
news.
world.
Yes, exactly. So I'm very much looking forward to playing that, but I'll probably just have to enjoy watching you play it first.
Yeah, I'll put plenty of money in it for you to collect.
Yeah, thank you.
When she says that she can't stop having a little dance to it, by the way, she means that because
right.
I give her a little kick, she doesn't stop dancing. I have a little nap next to her, she doesn't stop bloody dancing.
She likes to dance.
I'm fairly sure that I could stab her through the neck and she would still continue dancing.
This is what I have to put up with, It's pretty charming. Anyway, have you got any other news, Michael?
I've got loads of news. I'm the news guy.
Oh, yeah.
So the biggest news from Vegas this week, including the whole Little Shop of Horror thing, which isn't really news at all, it's just Lindsay head stuff.
Lindsay knows.
The volcano is officially no more. They kind of released these plans, feels like months ago now.
Yeah.
That they're going to build a big guitar-shaped hotel. And those plans have now officially been approved.
Right.
So
how do you feel about that?
I'm not happy about that.
You're not?
Admit. No, I think
I do like the hard rock though. I loved the old one. I did. There's something about it had a good vibe to it. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's a bit of history being torn out.
Well, it's that as well, and I think that you're taking something away from the strip, which is completely unique.
Totally, yeah.
And you're replacing it with something which you can find elsewhere.
Yeah, another hotel. There's one of them guitar towers in Florida, I think.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of, and to be fair, I actually think the guitar looks good.
Yeah.
It's just more that it isn't unique to Vegas. I think that's the only thing.
But it's going to be 600 rooms and it's about 60 stories. So
yeah, it looks amazing. I've seen pictures of it. Yeah.
I think in my head I can't quite work out how that goes along with Mirage as it is now. I think it's one of those where somebody's got a good plan and it'll look good in the end. But just for now, you kind of, how do you merge them?
How does it link it? Yeah.
Well,
two separate things they're going to look like, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
Well, not really, because they've said that they're going to basically update and renovate the existing place to match the guitar.
Right, okay, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure it's one of those things which I'm sure it'll look fantastic. It'll be
there's a lot of people passionate about the volcano, but yeah, I sort of I know. I totally get where you're coming from. It's a bit of unique Vegas something, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But so that's gone. That is no more, and it's a little bit of a shame. I don't know how long they're going to be keeping operating the volcano. But I would recommend that we all.
I bet there's people protesting, isn't there? I bet there is.
Probably.
People always do that these days. There'll be online petitions.
Yeah, save the volcano.
Thing is, it's something like Treasure Island, though, right? I mean, it used to have the big, boat show, the cannons
the
and everything
and
outside. And that's got nothing now. And you almost think could they've not just been moved to another place that's kind of lacking.
Just sitting there wasting away, isn't it?
It's
sort of they're missing a trick, really, because I'm sure it would draw people up there and into the casino. I'm sure it would.
Yeah, but. Well, I think every time when we've gone recently, it's always been a bit like, will we go and see the volcano show one more time? Because you never quite know when it's your last time.
Yeah, I think I've said goodbye to the Mirage about 4 or 5 times.
Absolutely. So Simon, when you go to Vegas kind of soon, where are you actually going to be staying?
Well, I don't normally announce it, but I'm going to.
Okay.
So the first 2 nights, I'm staying at the El Cortez. In downtown,
right.
which is where the new Little Shop of horrors.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually where it is.
Oh right, I'll definitely plan it for you, Lindsay. How about that?
Brilliant.
Straight away.
Have you stayed at El Cortez before?
No, I haven't, but I think it's my favourite hotel downtown.
Is it?
I love it. Yeah, I don't know the vibe of it. And they got sort of Sinatra playing and all that. It feels like real Vegas to me.
It's really quaint, isn't it? I remember the first time we went, we pulled up outside and they were playing Elvis.
Yeah,
when we arrived
all
outside,
that.
and I just was like, "Oh, this just fit." You know what I mean?
It fits perfect. Yeah, I love it. I know it's not sort of all shiny and new, but it's just got something about it. So I like to gamble in there, but this is the first time I've staying in there. Yeah, and I'm staying in one of the original rooms.
Right.
Oh, wow.
I think there's maybe 20 or something original rooms. Obviously, they've been. I hope they have been upgraded. And, they have. They was upgraded last year, and they look really quite smart. And they're actually the ones that you can walk up the bendy staircase into the rooms. They're like there's no lift to them. You
that
walk.
Staircase is really nice as well.
They're at the top of that staircase. So I don't know if there'll be noise or nothing, but it's only for a couple of nights. And then I'm going down onto the Strip. I'm staying at 3 hotels this time that I've never stayed at before. El Cortez the first 2 nights, Delano or Delano, whatever. I know there's a debate over that for a few nights, and then Paris for the last couple of nights. Yeah,
cool choices. Choices.
I wasn't sure about Delano because it's a bit too south for me, but I thought, I'm going to give it a go because the rooms are beautiful, I think.
Yeah, we've been saying that we want to stay at different hotels. Like,
I want to tick them all off. That's
same with us.
Yeah, that's why I don't, especially downtown, I don't really get no comps because I always stay at different ones, really. So you don't build no loyalty with them or nothing, you know.
Yeah, I think we tend to, I wouldn't say play safe, but when you've got your ones that you like, and so you just kind of think, I'm comfortable there, I love it there, I love the casino, and I love
totally.
So you just end up, and we said, this time we might move about a little bit this year.
Yeah. What's your favourite?
Well, if I had just a favourite to stay at, it's always Cosmo.
Yeah, that's mine. That's mine too, as well.
It's the balcony, and there's nothing else. It's the balcony and the location.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Absolutely love going and sitting on the balcony and you're kind of in the middle of Vegas, but you're away from it as well.
Yeah, you're right up there, and the views. Yeah, it's beautiful. The Cosmo.
Yeah, and
hopefully that'll be coming into MGM reward comp soon.
Yeah, because I've lost all my comps for the Cosmo. They don't send me none no more. We used to get sort of 2 or 3 nights.
We've never. I think we've had one. We used to get one night, and that was it. But we've never really gotten anything from Cosmo. But I just still love it. It's like unrequited love from the Cosmo.
There's just something about that place. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So if you're going to be staying down the south end of the Strip, you can enjoy a Wahlburgers. I don't know if you ever tried one of those.
I've never tried one of them. No,
it's at the Grand Bazaar shops at the moment, I think.
Right. Yeah.
But they're actually opening up a second one in the Mandalay Bay shops.
Oh wow, didn't know that. Yeah, that's the shops between Luxor and the Mandalay Bay, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I'll definitely give that a go if it's open.
Wahlburgers. This has taken me back to my youth because it's owned by the Wahlberg brothers.
All right, the actors.
Donnie Wahlberg, and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
But Donnie Wahlberg was my favourite in New Kids on the Block when I was 13.
I would have kept that to myself if I was you.
I've been telling her that all the time.
No wonder Michael bullies you.
You know what? I can't remember when it was, 2020 when we went to Vegas. Michael got me a meet and greet with Matt Goss from Bros.
Oh, yeah.
And we loved it. It was fab. Did a great show, and then we had a chat with him afterwards. And
he's a lot of crooner, isn't he, now?
Yeah. He actually signed my programme that I got when I was 13-year-old from Whitney Bay Ice Rink. He signed it. And so I said to Michael, his next challenge is to get me to meet Donnie Wahlberg off New Kids. Well, I know him off New Kids on the Block, but he is an actor as well. So I always said I wanted to try his burgers, but you know what? We've walked past that place a million times and we've never.
I've seen the one at the shops at the Bally, isn't it, or the Yorkshire it's called now?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, excellent! I'll give it a go if it's open.
Another bit of news that I had, which, nothing can take away from the Little Shop of Horror news, clearly.
No.
But it was actually regarding something that we never really use, but the Vegas Loop.
Yeah.
So the company that builds it or runs it are called The Boring Company, which I think is a great name.
It's a great name, isn't it? Yeah.
But it's Elon Musk, isn't it?
Yeah. But when it's abbreviated as well, it's really confusing because it's abbreviated to TBC. So you feel like it's saying to be confirmed when you're reading it. And so I kept reading this article thinking, why is everything to be confirmed? And then I realised, penny dropped.
Funny. Yeah.
So now they're talking about making it 65 miles, that the submitted application to make the loop actually 65 miles.
All right.
And it would go all the way from more of a residential area called Blue Diamond, which is 40 miles out of Vegas.
Wow.
And it would go and it would have 69 stations and go all the way up the Strip. And actually the final stop would be Fremont Street Experience.
Wow. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
We never really thinking about transport options. Generally, I don't know how you get around Strip, Simon. We just generally jump in a taxi if we're moving. I mean, certainly between Strip and downtown. Yeah. Generally, we walk on the Strip most of the time.
Totally. Yeah, I walk everywhere. I'm a real. Sometimes I've walked the length of the Strip. Yeah.
Yeah. We made the mistake once in the height of summer in June. Yeah. We made the mistake of walking to the sign, which is something we would never. We regretted it instantly with sweat pouring down.
It's a bit of a slap.
Yeah, and all of the photographs of us in front of the sign, look like we're melting completely. It's like it was the wrong choice. But
I always jump in Ubers and stuff. Yeah, Ubers or taxis.
Yeah, we do. I've never used the bus or anything like that. But you just wonder about this. If there's 65 miles and there's this big loop of kind of underground tunnels, is that going to take the traffic off the Strip? Is it going to be where everything's much cheaper to travel? You just wonder what the knock-on effects are going to be of that.
You wonder, because it's just sort of single cars driving through this tunnel, isn't it? So there's only sort of 2 or 3 people in the vehicles. I don't know how it would improve the sort of transportation, really. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but have you ever been in a taxi or an Uber and just moving between the length of one hotel on the Strip with the amount of traffic lights?
Oh God, it could take,
And you're sat at the traffic lights for it feels like about 10 minutes, and the clock's ticking up, and you're like,
I would definitely try this tunnel thing. Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever driven in Vegas before, Simon?
Yeah, I've done a few road trips, and I've ended up in Vegas at the end of these road trips. So I've drove around sort of locally a little bit, but not for no great length of time. No, just sort of for a day or something.
Right. I've driven in the States, but I've never been brave enough to drive in Vegas. But to be fair, I've never really wanted to, because I always want to have a bit of a drink and and enjoy it.
They're nice wide roads out there, don't they? They're sort of about 5 or 6 lanes. It's sort of.
But is that not more scary though?
Well, if you keep in the slow lane, you're all right, really. Yeah. Just let everyone go past you. But I've not had a problem. I actually love driving in the States. I often think for Americans to come to the UK, it must be daunting, because our roads are so narrower. And over there, it's just nice, big, wide. The parking lots are 10 times the size. There's a lot of space, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Apart from if you drive, like I did in Florida a few years back, a 10-seater minibus.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit different. Or a Winnebago or something.
I drove that for 2 weeks, a few years back, and trying to park in a mall. With a huge 10-seater mini. It took about 4 of us at different corners trying to guide me in.
Have you got a lot of kids or something?
We went with my mum and my sister and all the kids, and I was the designated driver for the 2 weeks. And I was driving all the Disney parks and all the big high roads and stuff. But the parking was
minibus would be a little bit daunting.
Yes.
I agree with that.
I wouldn't fancy a minibus down Vegas.
No, not down the Strip, no.
Well, just talking about the roads in Vegas, they're all being repaved for the.
That's right. Yeah,
one.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah, it's a major task as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it is, and I think the Strip itself is going to take about 5 or 6 weeks to get a completely repaved.
It's really going to cause a lot of disruption.
Upheaval. Yeah.
They've got to build all the grandstands. I wouldn't even consider going to Vegas probably the month before it, because it's just going to be chaos, I would imagine.
It is. Yeah. And we still don't know what's going to happen to the kind of trees.
What about the trees?
Bellagio, there's been talk about them being chopped down, the ones along the front of the fountain, because that's where the grandstand's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be terrible, really.
Michael's very upset about the trees.
And
it's the only environmental thing he's ever concerned himself with in his entire life, Simon.
Yeah.
Well, the Strip is going to be getting repaved from April 9th to May 19th.
Ready for Lindsay in a minibus.
Exactly, but the whole thing is going to start in April the 2nd and take until August 25th.
Wow, yeah, I'm out there till about the 9th, so I might start seeing it happen, yeah.
God, that's a long time with a lot of disruption, isn't it?
Yeah, but the road is in such a state, and obviously they're kind of driving these supercars round at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's got to be absolutely perfect. I'm guessing. Yeah,
I think it's going to look bloody brilliant from my house on the television.
yeah, I wouldn't sort of, if I was there, I'd probably, obviously I'd go and watch it, but I wouldn't go there specially for it. I'm not a Formula One fan, but I'm sure it'd be a great event. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
They're going to do it properly, aren't they, Vegas?
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
One thing Vegas know is how to put on a show.
Totally, yeah. It's going to be spectacular.
As well, the MSG Sphere will be open then, and that'll be all lit up as the driving round.
Oh, God, it's not going to be a backdrop like it in no Grand Prix. No, it's going to be pretty amazing.
Vegas just makes everything better, though, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? I'm getting excited talking to you about my trip next week. Yeah.
Are you a fan of the sport, Simon, in general?
Of sport?
A Formula One specifically.
Not really, no. I love my football. I love my boxing. I went to a boxing fight at the MGM last couple of trips ago, actually. I'm a bit gutted, actually, because there's a big fight at the MGM this weekend, and obviously I'm not going till Tuesday. So I got my timings a little bit wrong, but yeah. I would definitely have gone to that.
I tell you, we really enjoyed the ice hockey when we went.
Yeah, that looked brilliant.
They put on a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, we both like sport anyway, but I'd never really been, I'd been to one ice hockey match in my life until I went there.
Yeah.
But even just the kind of visuals they put on the screens in between the points, and it's funny, they've got it's actually an entertaining show.
Yeah, I would definitely, even though I don't know nothing about ice hockey, I would definitely go and see one, just for the sort of the event, really,
Yeah, well, I'd recommend going with Michael because he knows all the rules.
Oh, does
he kept me right.
I had to coach you. I had to kind of coach you on what you actually.
I know they hit a puck. That's about it.
I was going to say the hardest thing is actually keeping up with where the bloody puck is.
Where is it? Where is it? I'd be all over the place, me.
I know. You see, the key is you've got to look at where you're expecting the puck to go.
Oh God, it sounds hard work, Michael.
It is.
Yeah, he was like, what did you say? Follow the stick, not the puck, or something.
Yeah. Well,
And I was like, just give me another beer and I'll be fine.
Yeah, cheers.
It is a fab sport, though, because you never know when a fight's going to break out. And
I know that's a bit naughty, but I would like to see the punch-ups because they really go for it, don't they?
Yeah, but plus...
They just sort of throw their gloves off and absolutely go for it, yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, a football, if a kind of fight breaks out, something's gone wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And, whereas in hockey, it's used as a...
They sort of encourage it almost. Yeah.
They do. If a team is playing badly, they'll have someone say, "Let's start a fight," and it'll kind of boost us up a little bit and get us going.
I'm getting to like it the more we talk about it.
And they do all the pre-show and the cheerleaders and the drummers, and they really know how to do.
Did you? It was at the T-Mobile, was it? Where you went?
Yeah. And there's like if you go drinking around New York, around that
the
area,
beer house and that.
It's like there's all the like there's lots of people there, and then they do the kind of walkthrough with the drums and all
the
the
cheerleaders and all that,
and everything. So they really bring it.
I might go just for the cheerleaders.
Yeah, it is a good show though.
Yeah, brilliant.
So Michael, have you got any? Sorry,
I do. I've got one final piece of news.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Simon: are you a fan of horror movies?
I am. I'm a fan. Yeah, definitely. I like a sort of Friday the 13th type stuff, all that nonsense. I love it. Yeah.
Because there's a new escape room experience opening in Vegas, just off the I-5, just near the kind of downtown turnoff, which claims to be the most immersive and biggest escape room experience in the world, and it's based on the movies It.
Wow.
Before you go any further, Michael, I'm just going to say now, no. Okay? Just no, okay? You can continue now, but just no.
But I think that we need to encourage Lindsay to kind of...
Would you not do it, Lindsay, no?
I am terrified of horror films.
You're a bit of a chicken.
Oh, I'm terrified. I always say that my sister made me watch two films, Halloween...
Yeah, that was scary,
and Nightmare on Elm Street, and she made me watch, and it used to be a deal we had. I don't know how I entered into this deal. I was very young and naive. But if she watched Sound of Music or Grease with me, I would watch Halloween with her. I don't know how I entered. This is when I was about 12. And I have been terrified of Michael Myers ever since. And then a few years back, we did one of the Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando at Universal Studios, and one of the houses was Halloween.
Wow.
And so I was like, right, I'm going to get over this fear. And I walked through the Halloween house with Michael kind of behind us, pushing us through. And there's about
Good old Michael.
Yeah, there's about 25 Michael Myers come out with massive daggers. And they come and they're like putting them out at you as if they're going to get you. And I came out and it's not worked. I'm still terrified of the man. So
yeah, I took my kids to Fright Night. I think it was Fort Park or something years ago. That was enough for me.
When you say kids, are you talking about like 5-year-olds?
Yeah, no, they was probably teenagers then.
Right.
They're all grown up now in their 20s and that. But yeah, I've been to a couple of them Fright Night things. But yeah,
I don't like, and especially not in an escape room when you're closed in and that person's going to be in there. I actually once, years and years ago, I went to we have something called, it travels here every year, called the Town Moor up in the northeast in Newcastle.
Right. Yeah.
And I once went there with my sister and we went around one of the little ghost rides, ghost trains. I can't remember what they're called now, but we went around one of them and there was an interactive character inside that we didn't know about. And so just as you came out the other side, out into the daylight, a man dressed as Freddy Krueger came out of the right, jumped out at you and kind of like clawed his hand out at you with all these like knives. I'd
have probably swung for him or something.
But this is the thing, I did, but I didn't mean to. I stood up, screamed in his face and full on slapped him across the face. And then
he's only an actor, isn't he?
I know, I feel really bad about it.
Don't play that. You don't feel bad about it.
Perhaps you should take up ice hockey, Lindsay.
Yeah. It was pure instinct. There was no thought behind it. It was just kind of like a get out my face kind of. And I fully slapped him.
Wow, what did he say?
He just kind of stumbled backwards, and then of course we were on the little train, so we just then kept moving. So I just left him inside
on the floor. He probably jacked his job in the next morning.
Yeah, probably. So I think me and this escape room might not go well together.
No, I don't know if that's top of my list either. No,
I mean, I have to say, anyone who's kind of watched our vlogs, and Lindsay obviously comes across as lovely and she obviously comes across here as lovely. She is. It's important people know
but
this.
There's a but coming.
Yeah, there is.
She is, without any doubt, the most purely vicious individual that I have ever met in my life. The only person who comes even close to her is her own daughter, who's just like 16. The pair of them, honestly, they're just vicious.
Simon, he's just telling lies. He's
he absolutely adores you. I can see that.
He's trying to besmirch my character, so he looks like a little angel.
Yeah, I know the truth.
How old were you, Lindsay, when you slapped a stranger?
In about 2 minutes, if you're not careful.
I was young, but he shouldn't be jumping out at me with Freddy Krueger hands.
No,
so totally,
yeah, but it's his job.
No, but I didn't know that. No. I thought Freddy Krueger was actually coming to get me.
If you surprise Lindsay, all bets are off.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, that's the last piece of news that I've got. So
right. I love the news.
So what we want to do now is we want to just get onto the kind of we usually have like a topic that we discuss. So with you, Simon, being the guest, the topic that we have to discuss is slots and the variety of slots that you play. One of the things we love about your slots is that it's not just the same slots over and over again. It's not just the same games, same bonuses. You will play anything. Yeah. And what we love more than anything is the fact that you have no clue what's going on at any point.
None whatsoever, no. I'm just thinking, what am I doing with here? Just pressing the button, yeah. Yeah, it's great. I just love playing random stuff. I just, that... And sort of learn as you go along, sort of thing. I love that, rather than keep playing the same old game.
But
what makes me laugh?
We watch you though, Simon, and you're kind of saying, "Oh, I don't know what's happened here. I'm just going to push this, and what's going on there?" And,
all I know is he's taking me money,
and then it's like, "Oh, I've just won 300. That's nice." It's remarkable.
Yeah, if I see a game that I've never seen before, I need to play it. Yeah. And just sort of give it a go and sort of see what it's like. Listen to the sound effects, look at the graphics. Yeah, I am a bit obsessed with slot machines. Yeah, I've got a couple in my house. And
have you?
Yeah, not American ones, British ones. They're not quite the same, but I just love slot machines. A bit too much sometimes.
What is it about them then that you would say?
I don't know. You just sort of sitting there, and there's no, because people say to me, like friends from where I live, say like, when you go to Vegas, how can you play them slot machines? There's no skill to it or nothing. But I just like I don't know. There's something about just tapping that button, and every time them wheels are spinning or the screen's moving, there's a chance. You know, it might be a tiny chance, but there's a chance that you could hit something massive. And I don't know. It gives me a buzz. Yeah, it does.
And
really
have
does.
you ever hit
I'm
anything
obsessed.
massive? Have you ever hit anything massive?
No, I hit a hand pay once by doing a mistake where I thought it was 25 quarters, but it was $25. Yeah, and on the first spin, I got a hand pay, and it's quite a long story, this, but they nicked the tax off me at the Flamingo. It was
right.
You got to be careful at Caesars Properties, because I think still to this day their policy is they don't do none of the paperwork for you.
Right.
And they didn't. And I talk about take the dairy off the great moment. They deducted me, I think it was £1,250, and they took off 33%, which is like about £400. And I lost the paperwork coming home. So I've never got the tax back. Or no, I wouldn't have known how to go about it anyway. I've heard, well, you're going through the process at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, you know what, Simon? It probably would have cost you the amount they took off you in tax. It probably would have cost you to get that back anyway.
So like all these people on like YouTube and vloggers saying, "Oh, I want to get AMPay, I want to get AMPay," unless you've got that ITIN number already given to you by a casino that has, you know, kindly set it all up for you first. If you're at the wrong casino and you hit an AMPay, you're buggered, really.
Yeah.
So
I think we are looking forward to having an ITIN next time we go, just because we know it's. The thing is, though, you know, you can just guarantee we'll walk around with it in our pocket for like 3 years, and we'll never hit a AMPay. Yeah. And it'll expire, and then I'm
after an ITIN this trip. But so what I do, if I'm in sort of downtown or Caesars Properties, I won't bet big amounts because I don't want to hit an AMPay in them ones.
Right.
But I might up the bet a little bit in MGM or Cosmo because I know they do the paperwork for you. So that's just a warning to any Brits going over there. You know, the holy grail of a AMPay can be a bit of a nightmare if you're in the wrong property. Because it feels like they've robbed you, really. When they pay me $800, and I was saying to the slot attendant, if I give you $100, would you not sort the paperwork out for me? But they weren't having none of it. No,
I think you have to be like a registered person, because we did all this research before we did our group polls, just in case. And the guy that actually is, I think he was head of slots at Circa, said to us, because they won't sort your paperwork out either at Circa, because we thought maybe with them being like a really big casino and whatever else. And he said that there is a big waiting list of casinos that have applied to get the paperwork to do it, and they're all just backed up. And he said they are one of a few that have applied. So you never know, in a couple of years, they might all be able to do it. But at the minute, he said they still can't because of that. But I know MGM, Matt was saying last week, MGM guarantee that they can, that they'll do it.
And I've actually gone round all the Caesars properties on one trip a few trips ago. And I asked at every Caesars property, and they all said, no, we won't do the paperwork for you. We'll deduct the tax. So just let that be a warning to any Brits if you're on Caesars.
Definitely. I think as well, I mean, obviously to take more off you, but I think it's you know, if you win a bigger amount in a AMPay, you know, like say if you won like $2,000 and they took a bit off you, you'd still be like, oh, I'm coming out with quite a bit. Yeah. But when it's just over the AMPay amount, like the $1,250, you kind of think, if I just hit £50 less or $50 less, I would be able to take it all. It's totally, that's kind of annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it was annoying.
But in terms of the actual slots that you kind of, like I say, what we love is the variety that you play. And the fact, even there's so many times where, right, you'll be playing something and you'll hit a bonus. What I'm doing, you'll hit a bonus and something will happen, right? And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you'll keep playing. And then the same thing will happen again. And you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. And where it's sat at home going,
I'm a little bit like that. I'm a bit like that in life, generally. I'm a little bit, you know, perhaps I should have blonde hair. I'm a bit scatty sometimes. But you know, it's all a bit of fun for me, really. But I watch all you other vloggers and try and learn what to do and stuff. But I forget, unfortunately.
So for you, what makes a good bonus then?
I think a wheel bonus. I know it's a bit old fashioned, like a sort of Wheel of Fortune, but a wheel bonus, the drama of it all, when it's spinning round and you can see the big numbers coming and it's coming, and then it goes past and you wind up with $20 or something. But that little initial bit of excitement as that big sort of the major or whatever, or the grand's coming round or the big amount, I think, I don't know, I know it's old school, but a wheel bonus is just, for them few seconds, it's exciting. I love it, yeah.
Well, I said this a few weeks ago, and I told Lindsay that I love a wheel bonus.
Yeah,
she was shocked.
They're sort of fading them out a little bit, aren't they?
I was stunned because he won't even touch a Wheel of Fortune. Like, he won't go anywhere near it.
Yeah. They're like the originals, aren't they? The Wheel of Fortunes, really.
I think, to me, a Wheel of Fortune's a bit like, you know, like if you're playing darts, right? And you want to aim for the 20, and you end up landing in the 1 or the 5 either side of it. Is that right? Is that a 1 or a 5?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and that's what, to me, a Wheel of Fortune's like. I know which one I want, and I'm always going to land one either side of it.
I've had a few good hits on Wheel of Fortune over the years. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, not like massive ones, but sort of a few hundreds. And I don't know, but they're not about so much now, are they? Really?
No, I mean they have a lot of them, but they're in like the digital machines rather than the kind of, you know, the kind
old
of,
school.
Yeah, so they'll have them like, say in the Wild Buffalo that we played that we really like.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, you get the wheel feature and then like the wheel comes up. And
it's a video though, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah, it's a video rather than an actual wheel.
Yeah, but
what about you, Lindsay? What's your favourite?
Well, you know, I love a hold and spin.
I mean,
who doesn't love a hold and spin?
Hold and spin is like pizza. It's you might like different types of ones, but everybody likes them.
Yeah, and they're everywhere, aren't they? They took over the world. Hold and spin. There's so many versions of it now.
And there's something about, and I know I'm talking specifically, but you know, like a Dragon Link or an Ultimate Fire Link, there's something about them balls where they're all like blazing and there's fire coming off them, and they're just sexy. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, they are. Hold and spin is probably equally as exciting as a wheel, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, Lindsay, is that you feel very attracted to
hot
blazing
balls.
Fire, basically, which is something that someone who's very vicious would say.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Who knocks out actors.
Exactly, on a whim as a child. Exactly,
if I had some fireballs in my hand right now, I know where I'd be throwing them. Put it that way.
See, the mask is just on a slightly.
Perhaps Michael had a point earlier.
Exactly.
But I tell you what I don't like, and this isn't very popular. I cannot get away with the old 3-reel mechanical slots.
Oh,
and I know,
Lindsay, I'm disappointed in you.
I know. I'm embarrassed.
I just like gambling, to be honest. Anything really. You don't like them, no?
No, I'm terrible because I know it feels a bit snobby and a bit too modern. But I just anything that, like, you know, when it's like it clicks and it creaks and then you've just got, like, you know, the one pay line across the middle, and I suppose
they are pretty basic. When I first started going to Vegas, though, that was all there was, I think. I can't remember too many video slots, like even in the sort of early 2000s.
I'm sure it was. I mean, I think my dad always used to take me to the pub when I was younger, which says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the sound of your dad.
And we used to play snooker, and he used to go on the fruit machine. That's kind of what he knew it as.
Yeah.
And it was just like that old kind of mechanic, and it just had, like, you know, lemons on it and cherries and, you know, that type of thing. And I think I just have this kind of in my head. That's kind of it's old. It's what there
is some good versions of the mechanical ones. So there is, if you sort of look into them, there is actually ones with bonuses and stuff as well. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the middle of used to with this because I don't love them, but I don't hate them either. So there are some that I would quite.
You give them a go,
Yeah, I mean, I quite like the old pinball one.
Oh yeah,
was, I love that.
Love the pinball one. The one I can't stand is. Well, I say I can't stand. I would play it. Is Top Dollar, because
I quite like that one.
Yeah, with me, Top Dollar, you get your bonus, you win your bonus, but then you've got to gamble again, haven't you? On like what you're going to actually collect, and sort of you've won, but you're gambling again, and so. But I still play it.
Yeah, but that surely appeals to the person who likes to actually gamble. because they're saying not only are you going to gamble to get,
but
this
then you
bonus,
can get it wrong, Michael, can't you?
You're going to gamble within the actual bonus too.
But you might sort of accept the wrong offer. You're never sure, are you?
Well, this is the thing,
I'm not a fan of double top dollar. I know I've mentioned this to Matt a few times as well, because obviously he loves it, and I'm like, I just cannot get away with it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So
if that was the only machine, I'd be playing it though. Don't
that kind of leads us on then. So not only what machines do you try to avoid, but is there any kind of bonus features you try to avoid? Anything that you think's just too hard to get, or is that the kind of the ripping you off a bit?
No, there's not. Probably is the answer to that question. I would literally play any game, and I think the odds are pretty much the same on most games, and I don't know how it quite works in casinos, but aren't these machines set at a sort of a percentage?
Yeah,
I know some pop up more than others. Like you get some bonuses that you get, or games you get loads of bonuses. Things like that Crazy Rich Asians. You get a bonus every 2 minutes, but you never seem to win much.
Yeah.
Whereas other ones, they are a bit trickier to get, but when you get them, the prizes are better.
I think overall they do, because they take the RTPs, don't they, based stuff like out of if you put $100 in,
that's right.
They get like 96, 97 back kind of thing. But there's a lot of variance, I think, with variance and volatility. So it depends. Some of them will give more frequent wins,
that's
or
right,
less value, and some you have to really work hard for it. But when you hit it,
you get it.
Something decent,
I love them all. You got the ones where the trees are shaking, or the pots are growing, or animals are exploding. It's just great fun, isn't it? Really, I love it all. Really.
Do you get taken in by the pots though?
I do a little bit. Yeah. If a pot's great, massive, people saying it's got no bearing on it at all, but it has in my mind. I'm thinking it must be a bit nearer. It's going to pop. But I'm probably totally wrong. But I do get drawn into it all.
The one that you play, Simon, that I love to watch, and I don't think we've ever found one ourselves, is a Tiki Man.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's disappeared. That was my favourite. That was I think the very first machine I played on my very first vlog, and I had a good win on it, and I've been back a couple of times and had good wins on it. But it's disappeared now.
Well, I'm going to have to insist that when you go to Vegas this time, when you find one, I want a full report of where to find it.
Well, I think last time I went, there was one in El Cortez, which I'm starting at. So I've got that to do, and Lindsay's
little
shop. Yeah. So I'm going to be busy the first couple of nights.
I've definitely played Tiki before, but I think it was on, when I used to just do the $50 challenge, and I went down and it was in Cosmo.
Right.
I've definitely played one.
Yeah, it was in Cosmo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it not there anymore?
No, it's not in there no more.
I tell you the ones that I think are taking the mick a bit, right? The ones that kind of put me off a little bit, the bonuses. So one is something like the Buffalo Link, where you need to get 8.
Yeah, they've crept that up a bit, haven't they?
And I think
used to be 5, then it was 6. Yeah, there's another one I played. I can't remember the name last trip, where you got to get the 6, but then you got to get a symbol on the last row as well. So it's it's like doing the lottery, isn't it? It's sort of It's
I know you kind of you hit one and you're like, right, and then you've got 5 other stages to get to before you're going to actually get it. So I don't like that.
But I'd still play it.
And there's the other ones, is it Locket Link, where that you have to get them on the same row?
Yeah.
And they tease you like mad because they'll put 2 on a row and 1 on the next row. And you're like,
Yeah.
But you can get that bonus from just getting the 3 scatter symbols too.
Right.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. So,
but is it Cash Burst, where you get the balls, but then the bubble has to go on top of the ball or something as well?
Yeah. I played that one as well, and it's the bubble's always just to the left, or just to and you're thinking, just trying to blow it over.
It's the dartboard all over again. It's right beside the one you're on.
Yeah, it's beside you. Yeah.
Completely.
But I'll probably play that as well. I don't think there's a slot machine I don't like, if I'm honest. Some more than others. But one thing I have learned is if you have a bit of success on a slot machine, like one of these random ones, I try not to go back to it too much, because quite often you're disappointed on the next time. So, have your win, have your success, and remember it in a good light, sort of thing. Don't go back.
This is what Matt was saying last week, that he thinks that when you do well on a particular machine on one trip,
Yeah.
It always seems to let you down on
the next
trip.
Yeah, he's spot on.
And we found that too, I think.
Yeah.
We found with Huff and Puff, didn't we? Huff and Puff, one trip, we got 3 big wins on Huff and Puff, like over $400 each.
Yeah, lovely.
And we couldn't stop winning on Huff and Puff one trip, and then we went back the last trip.
Yeah,
and
you sort of expect you think it's going to be the same, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, we just couldn't hit. We could not get the bonus.
Never go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some games that you just love to play anyway. To me, anything that gives me a game,
yeah, totally. Oh, it's quite depressing when you put your sort of $50 or $100 or whatever. That's the sort of amount I'd probably put in a machine. And if you just run through it, it's sort of you're a bit deflated, and you just want a game, don't you? Really, even if in the long run you lose your money.
Yeah, well, exactly. I don't mind losing it. I just want it to take me a long time to lose it. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
I know the one that Lindsay will probably hate the most, though. And that's Moolah, the
I can't stand it. I've given it a couple of goes, and I just can't see what all the fuss is about. I don't know. It's so noisy. I can't even be near it in the casino. It's so loud, isn't it?
But you need to hit, is it 3 or 4 in a row?
It's
you need
4
to
in a row. Yeah.
Right,
so it gives you like one win, and then you're like, right. And then it gives you another win, and you're like, right. And then it gives you another win, right. And then it just gives you a loss. So you go back to the start again. And then it gives you like 1 and 2, and then it takes you back to the start, and then 2 again, then back to the start, then 1, and back to the start. And then just like, it gets me mad. Like, it literally gets me angry.
Yeah, I'm not, that's probably... Getting back to your question about is there only ones I'm not that keen on, that is probably up there with the one I'd avoid.
And yet we see people, do big wins.
I've seen people have
wins
big wins on it. Yeah. I'll probably give it a go then.
There's a recurrent theme here, Simon.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
So, with all that going on, we might already know this from what you said, but if you could only play one bonus feature, what would it be?
Oh God, that's tricky. Yeah, probably. I know it's a bit boring, but like I said before, I think the drama of a wheel that is a bonus feature, isn't it? Yeah, the wheel.
It is,
yeah. The drama of a wheel going round, like I say, with the big numbers, and you're looking, and then it goes past. But I don't know. There's just something about it. I love a wheel, so it would be something with a wheel.
Saying that you love a wheel, do you actually play any like roulette or anything as well?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a bit. I can't film none of that, obviously, but that's another one of my advices.
Anything else?
I've had some massive wins on roulette in the past. Yeah, really good. Like one night years ago, probably 20 odd years ago, I won about $4,000, I think.
Really?
In Caesar's Palace, yeah, with about $200 down, and I come away from the table about $4,000. Yeah, it was amazing. That was an amazing night.
And is that off betting on like a number? Did you hit?
I've got a little system.
Have you?
There is no system. It's just a game of chance and a game of luck. But this particular night, I always remember it. I had all these Americans round me, and it was where I kept hitting the numbers. They was going, "What are we doing next, Simon?" And I was going, "Right, we're doing this," and they was all following me. They was all following my bets, and it just kept. Even the croupier said, "I can't believe your luck." Like I was talking to him, he knew me as Simon, I think, and I was just. It was the most amazing night of luck. And then the times I weren't feeling it, I would bet tiny and perhaps I'd lose on that one. But then I'd go big again and hit it. And it was just, I remember coming back to the room. I was with a girlfriend at the time. And I remember she come down about 5 o'clock in the morning with the ump and said, "Come on, I thought you was going to bed." And I went up to the room and I emptied out my pockets of my jeans, and it was just full of like $50 and $100 chips. I'll always remember that night. Yeah. I think it was just under $4,000.
Nice. I must admit, I do like a bit of roulette, and Michael likes a bit of blackjack, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. Blackjack, I can sort of make silly mistakes, so I have to concentrate. And so at the table, I feel like I'm under pressure a little bit,
Yeah. Well, if I do blackjack, like I don't follow the rules at all. I'll go off gut. I'm gut instinct, right?
Yeah, I'm a bit like that.
But there was this once we were playing, and I was the one on the end of the line, like everyone was playing.
Yeah.
And apparently I was like ruining the table for everyone.
Spoiling it all. They're all giving you daggers, all saying, like, "Who's this lady on the end?"
Well, I was just like, "Oh no, I want to stick. No, I want to, twist." And I was just choosing that seed, and everybody was like giving me daggers.
You think you're playing like Jim Rummy or something, don't you?
But yeah, no, I think if I could only play one bonus, again, it's probably going to be hold and spin, come on fiery balls.
Yeah, but is it not
I
going
love
to be
me
little
fiery
shop,
balls
though?
too.
Well, because what you're saying there is that if you could only play one, you would never play Little Shop of Horrors again.
Oh,
yeah, but if I played Little Shop, I could never play Dragon Link again, and I can't say no to my Dragon Link.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
What about you, Mike?
I'm like everybody else. I like a kind of hold and spin.
Yeah, they are great. Mind you,
tell you what else I love.
Shocking hold and spins. I got one fireball on one of the bonuses last year. $3, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, we do spin and spins. There's sometimes you land the 6 and you never get another ball, and it's
it forgets the hold, it just spins. So it spin and spins.
The other thing I do like is I love a multiplier.
Oh, I love a multiplier.
Everybody loves
I love a multiplier. Do you know what I like, Lindsay? You know what I like? A sticky multiplier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, a sticky multiplier is that's slot machine porn for me.
I was going to say, we've gone down a really bad route here. I feel like we're getting way too excited about sticky multipliers.
Oh, when they don't, when the next screen comes and there it still is.
What about sticky multiplying wilds?
God. Now you're talking, Michael.
We're going to need a cold shower after this.
I might have to have a couple of minutes out.
I tell you what's good for that. Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty's good for that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's good.
Sticky multipliers.
Yeah, she sticks, and they grow. Yeah. And so the last couple of spins, you can get some good amounts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any games?
You're really getting me in the mood for Vegas. I've got to tell you.
Are there any games that aren't there anymore that you miss, that you wish that kind of were?
Yeah, definitely. I always go on about actually Harley Davidson. I was so disappointed when that went. There is a who was it who told me? I think it was Nikki Firmage told me that there's one called Palace of Wonder, which is like really similar, and it's exactly the same game, really. But I just miss. But it hasn't got the sound effects, the bike sort of revving up, and I'm a bit of a kid at heart, really, and I don't know. It just hasn't got that bloke like the Cowboys saying, "Right, hold on." I missed that game big time. That was brilliant. You can't find it nowhere. They must have sort of, I don't know, lost the license or something with Harley Davidson. But I missed that one. What about you?
We've not really been going long enough.
We've not been gambling long enough. I think that's the thing. We always say we only really started gambling. Not many years ago, really. So we've only really known the more modern games.
Right, But when I used to, I've not been going like years. I suppose I started going in the sort of perhaps 2002 or something like that. And it was just mainly the free will games back then. I think I can't remember too many other things.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm excited about you going next week now. It's got me all fired.
Why don't you come with me, Lindsay?
I know, I think I should.
You say that, but sitting next to her on Little Shop of Horrors, you'll be wanting rid of her.
No, that's
never. I'd say we'd have a laugh, me and Lindsay would.
We would.
Yeah.
Well, now we are we're in the kind of slot zone and bonus zone. Let's try and work out what this sound is again. Do you think?
Oh God, yeah, okay. Definitely.
Okay, let's go for it again then.
Oh God, I know that sound. I definitely know it.
Play it twice again through, Michael.
Twice more, but back to back.
Yeah.
I reckon Lindsay earlier said Ultimate
Fire Link. That's what I'm thinking.
It's definitely that, I reckon. Well, I reckon, yeah.
That's what I think it is. I think it's when it kicks
in, yeah.
Well, you're both right, actually.
Yay!
That was down to Lindsay, really. I was just.
Well, it was. Her. We obviously did kind of news earlier, but the biggest news is that Lindsay's got one right by herself. That's the biggest news. So I'll just play it again, and I'll explain what the sounds are.
Well done, Lindsay.
So the first kind of rolling sound is the massive ball that comes down the screen.
Yeah. Yes.
And then there's lots of kind of whirling fireballs going all over the kind of place. And then
I love a whirling fireball.
At the end is the kind of, it kind of blocks off the reels.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's those being blocked off.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I love that sound.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great game, actually. I forgot about that one.
I really like Ultimate Fire Link. But it does tease you again, because obviously there's them balls above that you can't access until you get but I like that bit of it. It's like Jeopardy.
You can see what you could have won.
What you could have won, bullseye.
Yeah, bullseye there.
We're back to darts again. There's a lot of darts themes tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we usually end with some Q&A.
Right.
Some of the questions we've had over. So we will go off. The first question is from Katie Terry. And she says, what is your favourite and least favourite change in Vegas since you first went? Ooh. Do you know when you first went, Simon? Do you know what year it was?
I'm not sure of the year. I'm not sure how many trips I've done. But I know it was about 2002, I think, was my first trip.
Right.
I remember... It was definitely 2002, that was just after 9/11, wasn't it? That was 2001, wasn't it?
So there'll be a lot of changes since 2002 then.
I think it was the year after 9/11 I went. It's totally, none of the city centre was there, none of like the Cosmo and all that. But then I never went, so I went quite a lot back then, sort of a couple of times a year. And then I had a big gap of not going. And then by watching Matt Bridges' vlogs, it sort of reignited me the passion for it, and I started going again. So
Matt has a lot to answer for.
I've got him to thank, because I'd stopped going for quite a number of years. I'd sort of I don't know, just grown off it a little bit, but I'm fully back into it now.
What about you, Lindsay?
So what about your changes then?
Oh, right, sorry, the changing. I suppose it's got to be the theming, like we spoke about earlier, like Michael said about the volcano and that. It's a shame that a lot of that's going, and the boats and stuff, the pirate ships and the dragon at the Excalibur. I know a lot of it's a bit corny, but it's sort of what made Vegas.
Definitely, yeah.
And now it's all these beautiful Cosmo or Aria type hotels, or what's the new one that's coming up the north end near Pepperville? Fontainebleau.
Fontainebleau, yeah.
And they're all spectacular, and Resorts World, all beautiful properties, but they are all just beautiful posh hotels, really. There's no nonsense no more, and I love a bit of nonsense, mate.
I think that the new ones, and I would include like Aria in that, they don't seem to have a lot of soul.
No, that's it. That's the word. Yeah. I still love them, but you want a dragon popping out of the castle at Excalibur, or some blokes fighting on a pirate ship. It's sort of what made Vegas, really. All that craziness, and so I miss that. And like the roller, I remember going on I think it was the Sahara. They used to have a roller coaster along the front. All that's gone. So I miss that, and I miss the cheap buffets as well. Like now they're really high end, aren't they? They're all like $100 and that. Which is like, for me, I don't know. It seems a lot of money. I remember when it was sort of $12.99 of a buffet. And stuff. Yeah.
I wish that we used to go when it was things like in Luxor where they had where you would check in and then go on the boat.
The boat ride, I never saw that. No, but that would have been great. Yeah, I've heard about that though. But all that sort of, because there was talk of building it might have been a British hotel, it might have been a London themed hotel. I heard that, and then there was talk of a space themed hotel, and that would definitely draw the crowd, I think. But they're just sticking to the sort of high-end 5-star places, which is nice, but I like the nonsense.
You've got. I think anybody coming along now has got to be brave to do a themed hotel, haven't they?
Of course, to spend billions of dollars and and sort of include dragons and stuff.
You could say Hard Rock are doing that by doing the guitar shape, but it's still it is at least a themed. But I think somebody coming along with a specific theme.
There's one in Macau, isn't there? There's a London one there that's done like Westminster Cathedral.
Yes.
And, I've never been, but I've seen sort of it on clips of on vlogs and stuff, and that looks pretty good. But yeah, I know what you say. You imagine in the boardroom with all you're talking about a sort of billions of dollars project, and someone said, "I've got a good idea. How about making one like a spaceship or something?"
Yeah.
You're going to get a few looks, aren't you? You know, you might be looking for a new job on the Monday.
I think even like, say you went with like a big theme, like a big brand, like a Marvel or a Harry Potter or something like that, a Star Wars or
We'd
something.
like it though. It would be amazing though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. But I don't know whether they're trying to go like, we think about the Wynn and Encore and Resorts World and Cosmo, and they're just so they're so stylish and sleek. But they're
perhaps
not.
They don't want all that. Perhaps they want to lose all that nonsense. Really, just
I mean, none of them have a dragon poking out, do they?
No, I love a dragon.
You know what, Lindsay? If there was one coming out, you'd probably slap it.
And then drive over it in your minibus.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what happened, Simon? I tell him all of these things that happened in my life, and
he won't let it go, will he?
He just he punishes me for them. I always regret telling him.
For me, my favourite thing would probably be the changes that have been done, like downtown. Because we went like downtown on our first trip, which was only 2016,
right?
And it seems to have changed a lot since then. Obviously, a lot of that is down to kind of Circa.
Yeah,
it seems like there's been a lot which has actually changed. They're obviously putting a new screen since then on the kind of the like ceiling and
the screen. The screen now is amazing, isn't it? If you actually stand there and look at it, it is spectacular. That screen. So I must admit, I loved the old downtown though. It was, perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but it was a bit seedy, and there was something really Vegasy about it. With the old Glitter Gulch, it used to be called. There was sort of like lap dancing clubs and all that down there, and it was, I don't know, now it's a bit more sanitized, but I suppose it has to be really. It was probably full of dodgy characters back then. But
the thing is, they have to go for the tourist market.
Totally, yeah, and they've made it a bit safer. You've got to clean it up
to do that.
Yeah, no, Circa's great.
Well, we can't win there.
No, me neither.
And Matt can't.
No one can he? Can Matt win there?
Nope. Nobody can.
Could anyone win there?
Someone must have won there.
Someone must have hit a bonus at some point. Yeah.
I don't like the weed smell.
No,
that's the biggest. I think that's the worst change.
Yeah, it's everywhere now, and it all down the strip and that, and now they're bringing in hotels where you can actually smoke it openly. I think I read something about that, so it's just gonna get, but I think that's happening everywhere now. I think even in Thailand and stuff, you can. There's all sort of cannabis shops.
I tell you what, I bloody walk the dog around here, and sometimes I'll walk past the house just around here, and I can smell it. It seems like it's kind of everywhere.
No, it is everywhere.
Like dog comes home high as a kite from that.
Yeah, no, I don't like the weed smell too much. But the dispensaries, I actually met a friend about 2 years ago that was over there on a trip, and I just happened to be out there, and I bumped into him, and he does like smoking the weed, and he couldn't believe it. He went to the shop and he spent about 500 quid. Because them dispensaries over there are massive. They're like sort of going to Sainsbury's or something.
Yeah,
they are, and it's all professionally done. There's all the different. I'm not into that, but there's all the different types, and it's all very professionally done.
Yeah.
He loved it. He spent his Vegas in the weed shop.
Okay, next question.
I know we haven't had your answer yet.
No, I don't think we've been going that long to have seen the huge changes that
I don't know. You've been going a few years.
Yeah, I would say weed is one of them. Just because of I think what really annoys me is, like, say when we've stayed at Cosmo before, and you're on your own balcony and you can smell it, you kind of think, I want to just, that's your space, and you want that kind of privacy. I can't think of the best change. I don't know. With Vegas, I find it really difficult to isolate, because people ask me all the time, like, what do you love about Vegas so much? And I actually find it really difficult to isolate. Like, you can talk about, the fabulous kind of hotels and the casinos and the shows and the restaurants and the bars, but I don't think anything I say really sums it up. I'm always trying to describe more of a feeling.
Yeah, I think it is a feeling, because I've got friends that have been once and they said, yeah, it was great, I wouldn't go again. I've got plenty of mates that are in that sort of mindset, but to me,
as us.
Like they say, I don't know what the appeal is really. Once you've seen it, sort of thing. But for
it's
me,
more
it's like home for me. I love it.
It is. It's more of a feeling that I get when I'm there, and a feeling that being there gives me. And I can't really. And that comes with changes, every time you go back, there's new restaurants opened up and new shops, and there's kind of
it's
loads
an
of new
exciting
things
place,
going on, but that's part of it. So, you know what I mean? I don't actually, I can't really pinpoint one thing.
No.
That's why I was avoiding the question. But anyway. Okay, second question is from Degen Jenny. Who I know, Degen Jenny and me, who I know are Vegas vlogs.
I've seen her comments and stuff.
So she said, you can only keep one of these things. Which is it? So Simon, it is Cosmopolitan, Bellagio Fountains, or the Conservatory. If you can only keep one of those things, what would it be?
The Cosmopolitan as a whole resort sort of thing.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Cosmopolitan, the whole thing. What was the other one?
Bellagio Fountains. Or she says Conservatory. I'm assuming she means
the Conservatory is lovely, but I wouldn't go out of my way to visit it. Like, I love walking past it, and I would take a few photos and think, wow, this is, I can see the beauty of it and the effort that's gone into it. But it's, I don't go to Vegas to look at the Conservatory.
You know what, Simon? We feel exactly the same.
It's lovely, but if I want to go to a garden centre, I'll go up B&Q or something.
You know what? And we have put it in a few of our vlogs. We've kind of said at one point we'll just do and I'll make it the length of one song max. Like I'll do it like half a song. I'll do it like 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes maybe max in the vlog. But we're terrible. If somebody spends a long time on their vlog in the Conservatory, we fast forward.
Me too. I would never. Some people they go on and on about. Yeah, it's nice. There's some lovely flowers. There's a few swans with their heads moving. Let's get on the slots.
We're the same. We don't have any.
I remember on our last vlog that we filmed at Lindsay. I just let you go off and do it. I just said, just leave me here.
He sat at a slot machine and said, go on, do it.
No, I always I'll have a walk through it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to visit the Conservatory. But I'm guessing if you was new to Vegas, it is a spectacular thing to see,
So that leaves the Cosmopolitan or the Fountains.
Well, I love the Cosmo like yourselves, but the Fountains are beautiful and spectacular, and they are an icon of Vegas. But once again, I'd walk past it and maybe stop if it was a sort of a tune I liked and watch it not for the old song probably. It's lovely, it's there, but I suppose Cosmo for me really.
Is it? It's just if you can only keep one.
Yeah, I think the Cosmo is a special place. Yeah.
I think if I could only keep one, I would keep the Fountains.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I love Cosmo, but I think for me, I love Cosmo and I love the balconies and I love staying there and I love the vibe, but it's a hotel.
Yeah,
and
you're right, actually.
Fountains are just so iconic. And I know it's at the end of the day, it's just water, right?
Yeah,
it's just water.
But it is spectacular, I do get you.
But it's something, to me, it's more about it being the centerpiece of the strip. It's kind of like it's a gathering place. It's the place where... And
it's a place where you can have your photo done with Mickey Mouse
and Elvis on a moped. And a little,
I've had my photo done with that Elvis on the moped. You're right, Lindsay. You are right. Thinking about it, it's Vegas, isn't it? Yeah, it's Vegas.
I think for me, I can't imagine Vegas without a Cosmo. I can't imagine Vegas without the Fountains. So for me, it'd be the kind of Fountains every time. If a Cosmo went, they would just build something else great.
True, yeah. Now you're explaining it like this, you
don't have to agree with us, Simon. You can disagree.
I'm sort of agreeing. Cosmo is just another casino, really. Just a particularly pretty one, and the hotel's lovely with the balconies, but it's like you say, there'll be another, probably that fountain blue thing they're building is going to be up there with Cosmos.
The thing is, as well, we said that we were just saying last week that actually you take the fountains for granted. Especially if you stay in a Cosmo and there's fountain shows every half an hour and you're sat and you're like, oh, there it's off again, or you're walking past it, it's off again. But actually, I would hate them to get rid of the fountains and just build another hotel there.
That would be that. I know we was talking about losing some of the theming earlier, but there would be uproar if the fountains went to build like a shopping centre or something. Yeah.
It's just iconic.
Or a stand for F1.
Yeah.
You know, what's going to happen there? That'd be interesting.
Anyway, right. I think that was the second question that we were doing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So shall we finish off, Simon? Do you just want to tell us a little bit more about your kind of trip and what you're looking forward to? And it's a Brit bloke in Vegas.
Brit bloke in Vegas. That's what I've named myself because I'm British and I'm a bloke and I go to Vegas. I thought that'll work.
It does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when we
and it's not sort of my vlogs. You know, I watch all the other vlogs and they go to lovely high-end restaurants and that, but I'm just sort of going to sort of burger places and that, and just sort of.
I know, but nobody eats fine dining every night. You know what I mean?
I do like fine dining as well, but most times I go to Vegas solo. So I've been with family and friends and girlfriends in the past, but since I've been vlogging, I go solo. So I just
do you prefer it solo?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's just you can do what you want. You're not waiting for no one. There's something brilliant. And once again, I thank Matt Bridger for this. Because he was the one that I used to watch his solo vlogs, and that inspired me to do it on my own. And I've never looked back now.
Yeah.
It's a great place. I'm quite a talkative person, as you've probably guessed. And if I'm round the pool and that, or even in the casino, I always get chatting to people. And I like to read a book. For me, Vegas is a holiday. I like to read a book and just wander about, and I love it. I'm getting excited now. Can't wait till next week.
Well, if you haven't watched Simon's vlogs, I seriously recommend you do. And not just
thanks, Michael.
The upcoming ones, but go back and just watch everything that he's done because it's all worth a watch. It's all really, really good. It's right up there with our favourites.
It's basic, but it's kind words, Mike. I appreciate that.
and you can enjoy as much as we do when he can't work out what's going on the screen.
I haven't got a clue, have I? I haven't got a clue.
But it's when you say I've got no idea what's going on. That's a big win. I've just won $400. We're like, what?
Yeah. I'm not. It's not like I've said in my vlogs. It's not polished, and a lot of these other people that I watch and I love, they seem to know what they're doing, and it's all a bit professional. Whereas me, it's just a bit. It's just see what happens, sort of thing.
Yeah, but for me, that speaks well of your vlog. It's something to be kind of proud of.
Yeah, people have said to me, "I'll never polish it up too much," and that's mad that they just like the sort of rough and ready version.
Well, I think it's because it kind of puts you and your personality at the kind of forefront. I think that the kind of vlogs that you're talking about, they almost hide the kind of blandness behind. A fancy editing and effects and all this, whereas yours is just it's all you. It's personality.
And I don't like going on the screen either. I don't like. I like the incognito. It's not. I don't want to be seen on the screen. I know. I've obviously met you and that, and we've. But for no reason, I'm not on Britain's Most Wanted or nothing. I just want to see Vegas, and I think people that watch it are the same. It's not.
And
they don't want to see me.
Your laugh is just notorious now.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's brilliant. You're embarrassing me.
Thank you.
Vlogs.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
No, I've absolutely loved doing it. I've never done nothing like this before, and it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. It's you're a lovely couple. Yeah.
I hope you
look forward to bumping into you again.
Definitely. I hope you have a very, very successful winning week when you set off next week.
And I'll look out for that machine. Shop of horrors for you,
and we'll be watching. So
brilliant. I'll give you a shout. I'll give you a shout out.
Thanks so much, and thanks for joining us. And
thanks, Michael.
We'll see you next. Well, we won't see you next time, but you'll be away next week when we're recording this. But,
I'll be watching. All
right.
Take care, both of you.
Bye. See you next time.
Take care.